Hello girlfriends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me again this week. So this week we are going to be getting into brush styling, if you haven't already guessed by the title below. So I'm going to be working through 3 different brushes that I have for styling my hair. Now some of them also have multiple purposes, which I'll go through later, but we are just going to see if each of these 3 brushes actually gives me different looking curls. And can you guess which one I styled with today? So without further ado, let's just get right into the styling. Okay, girlfriends, we are going to get right to it. I already have my hair kind of sectioned off, and this week we are going to be using the Denman brush. And I'm choosing this one to start off with because this was the first brush that I purchased. So we're just going to see how this curls my hair. I already have my cream product applied. After I do my brush styling, then I will apply the gel and the mousse. So let's get to it. Okay, I have my hair divided kind of. I have this one a little bit more particular as far as how I have it sectioned up, kind of in a U shape here. And then this is informally divided in the back about halfway. And I'm going to work in the back first. And I'm just taking small sections and I'm just going to curl the brush towards me. And when I say small sections, like my hair likes to clump together when I brush. Even if I do grab a small section at the time, it likes to clump together. So I'm going to try to get at as close to the base of my hair as I can, bring the brush and start curling the brush with my hair. And I'll just kind of shake that a little bit and put it back behind, so I know that section is done. And then I'm just going to do this all the way around. I choose to curl my hair towards me because I feel like that's how my curl pattern naturally goes. Everyone is a little bit different, but that is how I choose to do my hair. And right now I'm just grabbing sections that I feel like are easiest to pick out. I don't really have a method as far as if I go high or low. I just try to, which one's easiest to get. I'm not super, what's the word I want to say? Super picky about my brush styling. I don't have the perfect technique that I would say, but I'm trying. The Denman brush, I feel like, since it was my first brush, it was my first one that I used to, try brush styling with. I had never done brush styling before in the past. So, it was something new to me. And I felt like it did help define my curls. But I found sometimes that this one of my other 2 brushes does not give as much tension to my hair as the other 2. And my hair really needs a lot of tension. So I feel like to give me the best possible curls. Okay, I'm just going to do the same thing on this side of my hair, but working like curling it the other way, curling like towards my face. And so I'm probably going to just fast forward through this section a little bit, and then I'll talk more through while I'm doing the top. Okay, now I'm working at the top. I'm starting up here, and I will say, I don't know if I said this before, but I like to style on soaking wet hair. So my hair is pretty wet. Maybe not dripping wet, but it is definitely wet. And then I also like to have it on fully detangled hair. And even though my hair is fully detangled, I still like to run the brush through it again, just to make sure it is smoothed down. So I have taken this middle section here, this top middle section, and I've kind of sectioned off in the back. Now this is something new I've been doing, and as I was saying, I like to run the brush through, make sure my hair is smooth, and then I work on really curling the brush. But what I was saying also, this is something new I've been doing as far as doing my top section like this, and it's in an effort to try to keep my hair out of my face a little bit more. I just don't like it in my face. And I think I'm going to do this in 2 sections now. Here I go again, just smoothing the brush over the hair and then curling it. At this point, shaking it out a little bit and then going on to the other side. I used to, in the past, just do my hair like split in 2 and just work, you know, from the back forward the whole way, not section out the top. And that worked fine, but I would notice that my hair would oftentimes get in my eyes, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm not sure if doing it this way is going to kind of change my curl pattern or fight against my natural curl pattern. We'll find out. I have done this once before. I didn't really notice much of a difference, but we will see. And so these are what my curls are looking like so far. And then I'm going to put my gel on and my mousse, and I'll come back and I'll show you my diffused results when I'm done. Okay, curlies, these are my final styled brushed results, and this is what my hair is looking like. Now I'm trying to look in my mirror, but also trying to be in the viewfinder for you. I do feel like this top section, I have a couple things to explain. First of all, this top section, like I said, I styled differently. This is only like my 2nd or 3rd time styling it where I section the top part off. I usually just split my hair down the center. Like I said, brush with my curls all facing towards my face on each side. So they all curl this way towards my face. Now, this is my 2nd or 3rd time doing my hair where I section off the top and brush that back to try to eliminate the curls falling in my eyes as much. And I do feel like as of right now that has worked, but I do also notice that my curl pattern isn't quite as tight. And that could be due to the Denman, because I'm going to compare that with the other 2. And but I have a feeling a lot of that has to also do with just how I styled those curls, the direction I brushed them, because I wasn't necessarily going with the curl pattern. Now they did find their own curls, but they're a little bit more wonky. I do feel like it gave me more volume. Like this one, if I can get it separated without frizzing it, like look at this one. It sticks up. You can see where I brushed it in that direction, but then it just doesn't quite know what to do with itself here. I mean, it does kind of curl a little bit, but it's not like I usually get it. So, but my curls are just a little bit looser here than I've noticed sometimes, and it could be the weather. You know, with curlies, we're always dependent on the weather too. But I am going to be consistent with my products that I use and everything. But I do have some tighter curls. This one was one that, I believe that one was actually up in the top part. I just separated it a little bit more, but I do have some good curl definition at the top, or decent, I should say. There's a little bit tighter of a curl. Now these will spring up more throughout the day. That's typically how my hair works over the course of wash day and into the next. Usually by day 2, my hair has fully sprung up, as it will until I wash it again. But these are just a little bit looser curls than what I have been experiencing so far this summer. And I think that has to do a lot with the brush. I'm not 100% sure because I've never done a complete comparison like this where I keep as many of the factors as similar as possible. But we're gonna find out together, I guess. And so I like my results. I think they're pretty curls. I think I can get tighter curls with some of the other brushes. So we'll see here in the future. Couple quick things I forgot to mention or do. I forgot to show you the back of my hair. So I'm just gonna do a 360 for you. And then one more thing about this brush, this Denman brush, is that while this is good for defining your curls, it's very popular for defining your curls, it is not recommended to like detangle your hair with. So I mentioned before, I believe that before I styled, I had detangled my hair, but I did not use this brush. I used my Tangle Teezer brush. The bristles on this are just pretty stiff and inflexible. And so while that helps with the tension, it will pull your hair if you have knots and everything. Now, have I detangled with this before? Yes, you just have to be careful. But I would prefer to use a wide tooth comb or my fingers to detangle as much as possible before going in with this if this was the only thing I had. So keep that in mind. Now the next clip should be me showing you using my Tangle Teezer. Okay, curl friends, we are back for part 2 of this brush trial, and this time we are going to be using the Tangle Teezer. There are different varieties of Tangle Teezers, like there's different varieties of the Denman brush, but this is the one I chose. I don't remember the specifics on this, but I think it has something to do with maybe fine hair. They have a fine hair one, they have a thicker hair one. I don't know. I don't know all the different varieties, but this is the one I got. So with the Tangle Teezer, you can, as the title suggests, detangle with it. And my hair is already detangled pretty much. I do have my cream product in, and so we are just going to work on styling now. So going to do just about the same like I did with the Denman. Now with this one, this brush, I find that I get bigger chunks when I style. I mean, I tended to anyways with the Denman, but with this Tangle Teezer, because of, I guess, just this design, it just grabs more hair. So I can grab larger chunks, but I don't feel like, see how many different clumps there are then with that? This is what I feel like the Tangle Teezer does with me. I can grab larger chunks of hair to define, but it also defines into smaller clumps. This is what I feel like my experience has been in the past, but as I've said before, I've never really done a side-by-side or a real deep comparison of the Tangle Teezer, the Denman, and the third brush that you have yet to see. I guess it's no big secret. The third brush is the Briogeo vegan boar's brush. So we'll be doing that. As I've said, or as with the other one, I do plan on putting the gel and the mousse in after I brush style. So just so you're aware of that. I really don't have anything new to say about this one, I guess, at this point now. So I will finish probably speeding through this a little bit more. Oh, we're caught. Okay. I will finish speeding through this, styling a little bit more, and if I have anything to say, I will slow it down to talk with you about it. Okay, as you should have been able to see, my technique really didn't change between brushes, just the brush itself. So another thing I forgot to mention with this brush, the reason why it is called the Tangle Teezer and is developed or designed for detangling hair is because it has very flexible bristles. So that's what allows it to work through your tangles without ripping out your hair. So I am going to apply the other two products, the mousse and the gel, and then I'm going to diffuse and I'll be back and show you. Okay, girlfriends, I am back with my hair fully diffused, and I will say I did try to fix my lighting. I noticed I was pretty yellow looking in the first part. Hopefully by the time I've been editing this, the difference in the two lighting will be very minimal, but I did try to fix it so I don't look so yellow. Anyways, so this is my hair fully styled and diffused, and my thoughts on this Tangle Teezer brush so far. I will say I have very good curl clumps. I like the curls. I do feel like I'm a little surprised because I feel like they're a little bit, they're very similar to what I had with the Denman brush. I thought maybe I'd have a little tighter spirals, and I think the main thing, it could be several different reasons, but I'm thinking the main thing is how I'm styling it for this video. How I am no longer doing the center part and just styling both halves, curling it this way towards my face. Now I am doing this U shape and I'm brushing this away from my face. And so this is what my hair is looking like. And I'm going to turn around and show you the back of it. I mean, I do like these curls. I have great root volume once again with this. It curls clear up at the root, and I like that. So the best way I'm going to be able to determine the difference between these two brushes, because when I did the first style, it's been a couple weeks, so best way I'm going to be able to determine is when I compile all these clips together and see what it looks like with all three brushes, and then do my final review at the end. So I'll see you again when I brush style with the third brush. Okay, girlfriends, I am back for my third and final brush styling video, and we are doing the Briogeo. I forget the exact title. I'll try to put it in somewhere up here on top of the page, but it's like the Briogeo vegan boar's hair bristle brush, but they aren't really boar's hair. It's synthetic material, but it's designed to give you that same type of tension that boar's hair would give you in a brush. So we are going to be styling with this. This is actually my newest brush, and I probably have the least experience with this, but after I style with it, I'll kind of give you some more input or thoughts that I have of this. But my hair is soaking wet, and I will say that for this brush, before we even, I'm going to give you some input right away, I guess. For this brush, I feel like your hair is best to be soaking wet, especially if you have finer strands, because this has more tension to it, that I feel like it's just best. It's less likely to pull on your hair and cause breakage if your hair is soaking wet. But it does glide through my strands very well. It does not, I don't feel any unnecessary tugging or anything like that. So as I said, this brush is my newest brush. I got it, I got it shortly after, or shortly before my last haul video that I did, and I'll try to leave that linked in the cards. But I had been wanting to try the Be Hairful brush, actually. That was my like top boar's hair brush that I really wanted to try, but I just couldn't stomach the price for that. And this was like half of the Be Hairful brush price, and I said, you know what? And plus Briogeo had a sale, I believe, at the time, and so I said, let's just get this. Okay, so these are my curls. And so I'm going to continue to do that. And I mean, these already look pretty clumped because I did brush through my product already, but I am going to brush style with this and then work on the top. Okay, now as I am working on the top, I will say a couple more things about this brush. That this one, similar to the Tangle Teezer, you can detangle with this and you can brush style. Now, my personal preference is not to detangle with this one, not because I find that it causes problems with my hair, causes breakage, but detangling is a time that I tend to do a fair amount of shedding, and this brush I feel like is not as easy to clean out as the Tangle Teezer, or at least I don't like cleaning it out as much as I prefer to clean out the Tangle Teezer. So it's just my personal preference on that based on functionality, I guess maybe is the right word for it. I just don't care to clean this one out as much, which I feel like is also another reason why I tend not to use this brush as much. And it's not because I don't like it, it's just I don't like cleaning it out. Okay, so once again, here are my curls. I have some really nice spirals forming and everything like that. Now I don't want to disturb it too much because I gotta put the rest of my products in. I have to put the mousse and gel in, and then I'm going to diffuse and show you the final results. All right, curl friends, I am back with my hair fully diffused and dry, and I'm just going to turn around really quick actually and show you my full 360 results, and then I'll talk more about it. Okay, so far I styled with this brush, the Briogeo Vegan Boar Bristle Brush, or Vegan Bristle Brush, and my thoughts. So one thing, let me say, when I have styled with these three brushes, it has been over a course of about 2 to 3 weeks. So I don't fully remember. It's not like I could do a side-by-side comparison at this point. I feel like I will get my best judgment at the end when I look through all the clips, and then I make my final clip to show you and share with you. So just based on what I see today and what I can remember from the previous days, I feel like this one has actually given me a little better curl definition, just a little. Some of these pieces here are like what I am familiar with getting, and I haven't been having these since I've styled that top portion back differently. But I just feel like I have a little bit tighter curls, and as with the other brushes though, I do have good definition up at the root and everything like that. It's curling well up here, and there's several of them curled together. So yeah, I am actually a little bit surprised by this, because another reason why I haven't used this brush so much is because I can't talk. It's because I felt like this one just didn't give me the results that I was expecting to get. I wasn't sure if it was because it was different than the Be Hairful one that I had originally had my eye on, or if it's just due to this type of brush with my type of hair. So, but today, looking at this, when I'm using like consistent same products every time I try these styling, I feel like I have gotten better curl pattern here with this. So like I said, I'm going to look through all the clips and then give you my final comparison or my final thoughts on these three brushes. So I'll be back for that. Okay, so now that you've seen the clips of me style with all three of the brushes, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on them. So as I said before, this is the Denman. This is my first styling brush that I had. It's not great for detangling, but it is good for styling, and it can be very functional. It does give me a looser curl pattern, I feel like. Probably consistently, this just probably gives me the loosest curl pattern. And yeah, it's nice. I still use it occasionally. I don't use it nearly as much as I used to. The next brush I styled with was the Tangle Teezer. And this one I probably use the most. It has flexible bristles. It allows you to detangle, as the title says, and you can also style with it. Was it originally designed as a styling brush as well? I don't know, but Mains by Mel showed me that you could style with it, and I thought, heck, why not? it's already handy that I'm detangling with it. Why not use it as a styler? And I do like it. I do feel like it tends to give me smaller curls, but when I did the experiment, I didn't get that result. I didn't feel like my curls were as tight as I thought this one did. So I'm gonna finish that thought a little bit later here. The last brush I styled with was the Briogeo Vegan Boar's Bristle Brush. And this one is, you can use this to detangle with and style with, as I mentioned before. And I tend not to use this one very much. One, it is my newer brush. Two, I don't like to clean it out. But I did notice it gave me the best curling results. And like I said, I styled my hair every single time I did this, all 3 times, with the same products. So that was consistent. And I did feel like this one gave me the tightest curl pattern. And I tend to like that. So I do feel like this one also gives me the most tension, which leads to the tighter curl pattern. But for my favorite brush, which one do you think it is? Can you guess? You might have guessed already because I talk about using it all the time. This one is my Tangle Teezer and I use it all the time. And I literally styled my hair with it today. This time though, when I did my hair, I kind of went back to my old method. I didn't section off this top part like I had been doing for the test trials. And I just did kind of split it in half and curled my hair forward both ways. And I feel like I have pretty good curls. And so I'm happy with that. I do feel like products do have a big impact on how these brushes perform as well, because I know some products, I feel like, especially like with my Dippity Doo, that this brush really helps enhance those tiny curls and those tiny spirals more so. And I really like that. I really like this brush with the Dippity Doo products. And there's some other products, but those are the ones that I can really think of that really give me the tighter, smaller ringlets. So that's my experience with these brushes. Let me know what your experience is down below. What is your favorite brush to use? Is it one of these 3, or do you have something else that you prefer to use? And like I said, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And until I see you again next week, have a great day. Bye.